My wife fell in love with her boss and they had an affair. Of sorts. We were high school sweethearts. 20 years and 2 kids later, we've had a couple of breaks in that time, but they were short and uneventful. 2 years into our relationship, we made the decision to stay together for long distance as I had joined the military, and we did it successfully for 3 years. We moved in together and had years of awesome adventures, eventually deciding to be adults and get married. We now have 2 kids together, and as anyone who has them knows, everything changes. We're great parents though, and the kids are doing well. I got too used to spending time away, and my wife is a career girl that also fills her days with activities, and while it kinda worked, it was clearly putting the strain on her. As the kids got older we wanted to prioritize family and stability and give my wife's career primacy. I stepped away from my military career for us to all start over in small town anywhere. The kids started school and I got a tad depressed. I ended up working from home, but it wasn't filling my bucket like my previous life had. I had been making steps to improve my situation when I started noticing the signs. Never had I ever been jealous or suspicious. But the phone secrecy, and anyone who has been through this would know, it tells a story. Anyway, I'm not proud of this, but I did some snooping. She has the Signal app, which I didn't know she used. No chats on there, but this one guy is the top of the contacts. Her boss/colleague. I can feel it in my bones. I changed the settings to save the chats. Come back 2 weeks later and read all about how they love each other and can't wait to chat later. I love you so much, and tomorrow I'm up for anything. Literally calling each other to and from work and all through the evenings. Phew. It feels like there is a black hole where my chest used to be. Sucking the life out of me and collapsing everything around in on me. Even a year later I still feel this. So in a roundabout way, I figure they've been dating for over 6 months. Her Tuesday drinks weren't with colleagues. It was with this one fucking guy. They've been meeting up mornings, evenings, and weekends to go jogging together for months. There are other occasions I am sure things happened between them that I have no proof of, and she steadfastly won't concede any intel until I have it black and white in front of her, and even then she obfuscates or minimizes. I confronted her when I first read the messages and she admitted they had fallen in love. Whoops. Never anything physical though, which she maintains to this day, just daily dates, messages, late-night phone calls, ride-sharing to and from work, weekend meetups, etc. The aftermath is so confounding I couldn't write a thread to do it justice. Needless to say, it was a back and forth of, we are just friends, to, we are considering how to break it to everyone when he returns from his 2 years overseas exchange, which he leaves for in a month. At this point I must mention this fucking guy has a wife, a toddler, and another one on the way, within the next week. So I leave a message for this guy to tell his wife everything and to let me know when it's done. I get a message back an hour later stating he has told her. My home life is rocked and I am not at my best by this point. I hadn't tried to persuade my wife of anything at this stage. Openly saying that if you want to leave me for this guy then go. I never tried to tell her what to do or prevent her from doing a single thing. After a little while she said she wanted to commit to us and wanted us to work it out. Shortly afterwards though, this fucking guy messages my wife a picture of his newborn baby. And she replied, because they're still in communication, as if this was normal, with congratulatory messages. I asked her to stop messaging him and she fobbed it off, so I took the liberty. Stop messaging my wife, get a new friend, I wrote to him, and it's like I've slapped her in the face. She's mortified and clearly upset at me for intervening. This event fractured our already tenuous relationship at this point. Farrak. So we did counseling, a lot of bullshit, ups and downs, and here we are 12 months later. Sometimes we seem good, sometimes we're rubbish. I'm struggling to move on because I can't understand the whole thing. It doesn't make sense to me how she chose to put all her energy into a relationship with this other guy and relegate me to the boring or uninteresting zone. I felt like I was trying to keep pace with her, but for a long while she was deliberately pulling away from me. I am fairly confident we're only still under the same roof because it's convenient for her and I am too hopeful. I have never stopped loving her. But I don't trust her. I am wrestling with the notion of maintaining an underwhelming and distrusting relationship, to both protect our children from the scars of separation and for purely financial reasons. In my heart I would rather we stayed together, but that seems more and more delusional as the days go on. She says she loves me and greets me with warmth and affection. Our sex has always been great and no change there. Our conversations were always excellent, but they're loaded and not as carefree as they once were. I am weighing the life of us apart, from one where we stay together, and I can't balance the books. For a period of time she found someone she liked better than me, and I am the reason she lost him. I don't think either of us can get over that. Today, due to an old phone swap situation, I found her journal entry from 6 months ago, pining over this guy still. Wishing he was thinking of her and how their connection was so real and exciting, blah blah blah. She wrote that meeting him and the pure raw experience of the new had exposed the crumbling mortar of the old facade, our marriage, and there was no going back. It ends with her telling herself that marriage means you can't make new connections, rather you must consign yourself to keeping away from others to avoid the chance of meeting someone else. This has never been a value of mine or ours. She can be friends with whomsoever she wants. Not really after advice. There is literally no one else I can vent to though.
Relevant comments. Gator Bro. Do you consider yourself a good father? Do you consider her a good mother? I answer the second question first. She is not a good mother if she was cheating on you. When somebody cheats, they don't just cheat on their spouse, they cheat on the family. Now, if you're a good father, you will separate and divorce her. As your children are now situated within a toxic relationship, do you want them to search and find out a relationship for themselves when they get older that's like this? You need to teach your children the difference between right and wrong, and that having affairs and cheating on a spouse is wrong. I don't know their ages, and you don't have to tell them exactly right now of why you are getting divorced, but you can have that conversation in the future. The thing is, they understand and absorb so much more than what you think.